some advice from him. And if Curtis didn't know it, Travis Crowe told him what to do. Travis Crowe owns the largest masonry company in San Antonio. Me, Travis, and Curtis visited every Monday for 10 years. 4:30 every Monday. Some places you weren't supposed to be, but we visited every Monday for 10 years. I got the chance to talk to Curtis about a courthouse years ago when you first come on board. He could not produce or give me a report that said what we're going to try to do to save the wing. It was all what we're going to try to do to do away with the wing. And now, if you look at this, why we're doing away with it, is to get the grant to restore the courthouse. I'm not against restoring the courthouse. I'm with Sean and everybody else in here. We need to fix this courthouse. We paid Frank Simon, which fish heck knows who Frank Simon is. We paid him to put a facelift on this courthouse in 84, 85. He patched it up. It looked, it's in books everywhere with the wing on it. A history lesson. The Historical Society, 50 years. I'm historic. Pete Yeller. Anything 50 years and older is historic. I went to the job. I went to Little Lake University was 40 years old, and they got it restored. Part of the Historical Society. So yes, but that's not why I'm up here to tell y'all. Y'all's problems as commissioners is not this restoration. And we cannot talk about the restoration and not talk about the annex. If I could get everybody in the third row, everybody come up here. That's where the wall is in our new multimedia room. It's right there. This is where our wall. Same width. The building is the same width. This is the new courtroom. Right here. So until we finish the courthouse, that's what we're going to work in. Next door. We don't have a county clerk. We don't have a district clerk area. County clerk is, we already know there's problems there. The problem was not postponing is the immediate problem we have next door. We haven't resolved that. Well, we're not even close to resolving it. And then everybody's getting excited about the courthouse restoration because we think that this contractor is getting close to being finished. Mark Gadowski said, March 15th, Carl. And you said, yes, sir, March 15th. Is it going to happen March 15th, April 15th, June, July, or maybe August, y'all? I've been doing this for 35 years. I'm the guy you're always mad at.
Hey, I'll give you one if I talk.
You should have hired that man right over there.
After citizens to be heard, item number 4 is consider and discuss canceling the contract with MJ Boyle General Contractor Incorporated for the benefit of the owner. The project is the restoration of the Karnes County Courthouse Phase 1 located at 101 North Santa Maria, Karnes City, Texas. The architect is Fisher Hecht Incorporated Architects. The reason this came up is I guess you can see that there's controversy on both ends. A lot of this has also been discussed in Commissioner's Court probably this time when payments were coming up and other things were coming up. However, nobody knew about it. What actually sparked the light was everybody that had seen Mrs. Carter in the paper had called me and said, when is it my turn? I said, you have to come fill out the little paper. And so that's sparked a lot of interest. But while we're here tonight, we do have some documents that I have put in the Commissioner's file, Mr. Busselman's file, and the Sheriff's file. I don't know how much of this is filed because none of it's file stamped. What does that mean?
It's not filed in the county clerk's office.
And I'm not sure why some of this stuff would not have been filed. I can tell you what it is. We have a report from the Texas Association of Counties dated April 6, 2009. And it's to the Honorable Judge, Mr. Kendall. And it's about the risk management pool. I can't say this guy's name. He'd be upset with me. Boccaccio? Okay. And there are some photographs enclosed of his ideas of what needed to be done with the building, what could happen, locations, etc. The second document we have is dated April 5th. I'm trying to go in order. April 2009. And this is from, and another man that I'm going to upset, Lawrence, I don't know his last name. Calvetti, I guess, and he's with WS Consulting Structural Engineers. He did a structural integrity review of the courthouse also on May 4th, 2009. In this, he has several observations. This one's not file stamped either. There's several observations with immediate repair recommendations. I'm going to have to ask if any of these have been done because I'm not going to know, or if it's been undone. Did you look at this, Mr. Busselman? Are you fighting me?
No.
Did you read this? It's in your file. You have a file with your file.
What are you referring to?
It is going to be your second handout in there. It's from Lawrence Calvetti, I guess, from WSD Consulting Structural Engineers. It says immediate repair recommendations.
It's just a document page, it's from Associated Counties.
It's the second page in your package. There's a manila folder, and there's going to be a second document in that manila folder.
Yes, I have all these documents. Let me see what you've got.
Come over here with me. Come sit down with those people. Right there was immediate repair recommendations made for the courthouse on May 4th, 2009.
I remember when the man came and looked around at the pictures.
And I will share those with you. Those should have been to prevent the usage of the sidewalk along the south side of the structure. This should be considered to prevent any falling plaster or masonry striking visitors or employees. I'm sure this may be viewed as some as an indication this part of the structure is unsafe, but I believe the building to be safe is noted above. And I'll get to above in a second. Number 2 was to repair the roof gutter to prevent water from penetrating into the walls. Number 3 was to infill the large cracks of the south wall, southwest, northwest with flexible backer rod and silicone caulking. Number 4 was to remove the sidewalk from around the southwest northwards and replace with a sidewalk sloping away from the building. And number 5 was to recaulk all the joints between the sidewalks and the building. However, what was found in here, and folks, as being employed in this building, trust me, none of us are extremely happy with our beautiful surroundings. That day it got cold. My secretary and myself, the county attorney and his 2 secretaries, it was 66 degrees in our office until Mr. Hummel and Mr. Yower came and hung plastic painters or contractor stuff and used duct tape and covered our windows. We finally got to 71 degrees, and that was with the heat running full time. So, hence your electric bills. However, the end result of, when we go to spending the money, it says, in general, the remaining portions of the courthouse have changed very little, and I believe the structure is safe for continued occupancy. And that is what we got. And that was from WSD Consulting Engineers. And this was given to Honorable Alger H. Kendall, Jr., County Judge, Karnes County Courthouse, 101 North Santa Maria on May 4th, 2009, and it was the second structural integrity review. Also enclosed, we have copies of what we did. There was discussion in regard to Mr. Boyle on I believe it was going to be for bids and proposals, restoration of Karnes County Phase 1, and that was on the 30th day of September 2010. And that was when advertising was approved for Phase 1. And it was voted in favor by all, and the motion carried. I'm giving y'all as much as I can find at this point in time because none of this has been filed other than the Commissioners' Courts meetings, and we're trying to get together. So if anybody has anything that you plan on coming to this Texas Historical Commission, anything, and you have documents that we don't have, please furnish them to us. We'd much appreciate that. And if you would furnish those to us, please do so ahead of that meeting so we may make copies and have something for somebody to be able to look at in that Commissioners' Court meeting. And I did let Mrs. Fleming know that.
I should send them to you.
Yes, sir. If you send them to me in a PDF file or a document or a Word document or anything, I can print them and make copies of them and put them in the commissioner's court. Yes, sir.
Do you have the copies of the funding agreements between Karnes County and?
She sent that today, and that's what she's going to discuss Tuesday, right?
Do you have copies of the easement on the property?
I believe I have that.
And do you have copies of the architect county contract?
I'm going to go through those in just a second. I think they're in this package.
And you have the contract? I mean, I'm just trying to go over all the legal documents.
Right, no, I understand. Anything you have that you think, you can bring it all. We're copy happy.
Judge, are you saying there's gonna be a report at the Commissioners Court meeting as to what has been done to date, or?
Mrs. Fleming, what Mrs. Fleming asked, okay, when this meeting came about, what Mrs. Fleming asked is that, well, she really didn't ask. She asked to have a personal meeting with me, okay, which I'm not opposed to. However, what I don't like is to have all these meetings with me, because then the general public has no idea what's going on. That's just a meeting with me. And in all fairness, as much as I love to think that y'all think that much of me, I am only 20% of Commissioner's Court, and I can never act alone, make a decision alone. It's just, I cannot do it. So all these meetings need to take place in public so the public can hear what's going on. Because obviously there's a lot missing. I have people calling me for documents, specific documents. I, in turn, call Ms. Sweezy and have her dig through stuff and, guess at dates, figure out dates. So where that is, Mr. O'Brien, I'm not comfortable of sitting there. I'm not going to make a decision. I'll sit with you in a room all day long and won't say a word, because I can't make that decision.
You're gonna have as much of that possible put together by the 28th?
It's going to be in the commissioner's file folders of what they can get to me.
Okay.
I'm not going to be able to sit there and make copies. I can't go run down and file all this right away. I will do the best I can, though.
Perfect.
I promise you that.
Perfect.
So anyway, there's another one. This is going to be on the 29th day of October. Hold on, it's here somewhere. When we make these smaller, I have the one where